Why does the GOP seem to have no answers? Why do they all seem to say the same thing, use the same catchphrases? Why does it seem as if they all are reading off the same script? All we hear are the same talking points, buzzwords, and hot-button slogans coming from Republicans. They have no solutions, only propaganda about methods which have already failed repeatedly. So why is it that the average Republican seems to follow blindly? Could it be something like this?
You are getting sleepy. Very, very sleepy. Your eyelids are getting heavy, and your will is slipping away. Your mind is now in our control. Whatever we say, you will believe. Fox News speaks the truth always. Everything Rush says is factual. Obama was born in Kenya, is a Muslim, and that Christian church he attended for 20 years has a pastor who curses America. Oh, and by the way, professional wrestling is real.
As America groans through the agony of this economic slowdown, which was surpassed only by the Great Depression, we look to America's leaders for solutions. Americans are losing their homes, losing their jobs, losing their health care. They don't know where their next meal is coming from, and hunger is mounting. Over the last 3 years, there has been a fight to restore America to its former glory, but some are more interested in their own political ambitions than in serving the American people. These unpatriotic men and women would rather filibuster every bill brought before the Senate than take a chance on giving the president even a mild victory. The nation has been asking the Republican Party what is their plan, a question that to date has gone unanswered. We think we have finally found the reason for the lack of ideas coming from the right. That answer comes from Newt Gingrich.
One of the Republican weaknesses has been that we rely too much on consultants and too much on talking points, and we don't rely enough on actually knowing things. And I think that if you're going to lead the country and change history, you had better know a heck of a lot before you start.
For years, Republicans have chanted support the troops. That is until those troops happen to be gay, and then the same Republicans boo them.
So conditioned to the talking points that the audience at the Republican presidential debates erupted into applause at just the mention of waterboarding. These people who claim a moral superiority and think that only they have the right to call themselves Christians turn around and show they love the very thought of torture so much that they would have cheered as the nails were driven into the hands of Christ.
This heartless attitude is seen with them chanting "Let him die" when asked, what should happen to someone without any health insurance who is in critical need. They call themselves pro-life and that they oppose abortion, but when it comes to feeding the nation's hungry children, these Republicans say let them eat cake.
When asked about the high number of executions in the state of Texas, the Republican audience broke out into cheers and whoops and hollers that so many had been killed. For them, the possibility of an innocent man or woman being executed is inconceivable. These people would do away with all trials and go on the assumption if someone is arrested they must be guilty.
They scream no new taxes for the richest 1% while increasing the tax rate on the rest of us without a blink of an eye. They have no problem with cutting our wages just so the richest 1% can make even more profits. Their only solution is to cut away the money we have already put away in Social Security and Medicare and give that to those richest 1% as well. They buy all these talking points because they have been brainwashed into thinking that they somehow will get into that 1%, but that just doesn't happen.
They have been brainwashed by these talking points into thinking that if someone is unemployed, it is because they don't want to get a job. If someone is poor, it's because they want to be poor. It is this arrogant attitude which is based in no reality that says let people lose their homes, and then the rich people can come in and buy them up, make big profits, and rent those very houses back to their previous owners. That shows just how little these Republicans understand the needs of real Americans. To the Occupy Wall Street movement, a bankster held up a sign that said, "Get a job."
They just don't understand. People want to work, but the banks and the GOP refuse to do anything to end the Republican Great Recession. When asked for real answers, the Republican politicians have nothing but buzzwords, hot-button phrases, and talking points which add nothing to solve the nation's problems. It is because of this lack of ideas out of their little sandboxes that will doom the GOP to increasing losses for years to come. It is rare that we hear the truth from Gingrich, but on this he is being very honest. The Republicans have depended for far too long on talking points rather than getting to know the facts.